meditation this morning on the larger catechism now considers questions numbers 143 and 144. Which is the ninth commandment? The answer is that the ninth commandment is, "Thou shalt not bear false witness against thy neighbor." Question 144, what are the duties required in the ninth commandment? The answer is the duties required in the ninth commandment are the preserving and promoting of truth between man, and the good name of our neighbor, as well as our own. Appearing and standing for the truth, and from the heart, sincerely, freely, clearly, and fully speaking the truth, and only the truth, in matters of judgment and justice, and in all other things whatsoever. The charitable esteem of our neighbors, loving, desiring, and rejoicing in their good name, sorrowing for and covering of their infirmities, freely acknowledging of their gifts and graces, defending their innocency, a ready receiving of a good report, and unwillingness to admit of an evil report concerning them, discouraging talebearers, flatterers, and slanderers, love and care of our own good name, and defending it when need requireth, keeping of lawful promises, studying and practicing of whatsoever things are true, honest, lovely, and of good report. The ninth commandment begins to focus our attention on what occurs primarily in a law court, in a setting where someone is called upon to give testimony to what they've seen or heard. In those circumstances, certainly, as we take an oath to swear to tell the truth, we should speak the truth fully and completely and not withhold anything, not cover anything up. But the application goes beyond the narrow confines of the courtroom to extend to all of life. And all of life requires us to speak the truth, to tell the truth, to be clear and unequivocal in what we have to say. And so the Catechism reminds us of our duty and responsibility to preserve and promote truth between man and man. So in our conversations with one another, in our conversations before the world, we are to tell the truth. That is always the safest course to follow. When we tell the truth and give a faithful representation of what has occurred, we guard ourselves from all kinds of troubles. The plain and safe way is to go the direct way, to tell the truth. When you begin to deceive, lie, then you've got to cover that up with other lies, and it all becomes very entangled. And you find yourself getting caught in a wide variety of things, and in the end you lose your own good credibility. So speak the truth. Do it from the heart, sincerely, freely, clearly, and fully. You'll notice that the Catechism focuses on not only the bare aspect of telling the truth, expressing it faithfully and clearly, but also it has to do with the good name and character of our neighbor. We don't tell tales about our neighbor. We don't gossip about things that perhaps are not necessary for others to know. We cover their infirmities. Now, you say, well, how can I be clear in telling the truth and yet at the same time cover someone's infirmities? Well, you don't have to say everything that you know about a particular person. Some things are private, and you don't need to express those things. You might have some sensitive information that you give to your pastor or elders. You expect them to preserve that information. You go to a lawyer. You expect there to be an attorney-client privilege. And so you expect confidentiality. It's not to go against telling the truth. It's just recognizing that we need to protect one another and cover over each other's infirmities in love, not for the sake of deceiving or hiding things that are necessary, but simply where there's repentance, we cover those things and move on. Freely acknowledging the gifts that others have, speaking well of them, and not misrepresenting their abilities or good name, defending their innocency, One of the things that the Catechism mentions is the necessity of speaking the truth and not hiding it. We should be very careful to tell the truth, ready to receive a good report and unwillingness to admit of an evil report concerning man. That's not the point I was trying to find here, and I'm losing it. But we should tell the truth even in those circumstances where we have to go out of our way to make sure that somebody knows something. If we have information about a situation that is embroiling a family or embroiling a church, and it's pertinent to that situation, we need to speak up. Same thing in our public community, in the country as a whole. We need to tell the truth and not be guided by mere pragmatism. There's too much of pragmatism in our culture today. We follow what works rather than what is true. And so you can suggest that by inflating the dollar and by massive stimulus spending, that we will build an economy. And if pragmatically it works, you may walk away and say, we did a good thing. But did we deal with the situation in truth? That might be another matter. And that takes us back to the previous commandment. In any case, speaking the truth is what God calls us to. Practicing whatsoever things are true, honest, lovely, and of good report. Jesus himself is the truth. He's the way, the truth, and the life. If we wish to understand truth, first of all, we must see it in Jesus. He lays the foundation for our understanding of truth. He is the truth. He always relates to us in a true way. We should always listen to His word